Hello there. Today we're going to do another quilt card, and you'll want to take a picture of this, a screenshot. And what this is showing you is this is an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we want to create these triangles using a piece that is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay, so once we make these triangles, then they will fit on an A2 card, and it'll give you a little bit less room than this. Okay, so this again is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. All righty. And this is what the card looks like when you're done. Well, this is what it's going to look like when it's done, the one we're making now. I did do a square one, and I used my tape strip borders for that one. And I did do a trading card size one. I love them. They came out so adorable. And this is a full size one for an A2 size card. All right. So what I've done here is I've cut these pieces so that you can see the difference between a one-sided and a two-sided. Okay, if you're doing a one-sided card, then you're going to start out with the 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So this size, you're going to start out with 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and then you're going to cut them down the center and across. You want, excuse me. Oh, I didn't write those ones down. Okay. Yes, you're gonna cut this in half at 1 3/4. So right here, right in the center. All right, and then the half point here is 2 3/8. All right, so you're gonna need four rectangles that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. Okay, so or you can start out with this piece that's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and then just cut it at 1 3/4 right here from one side all the way across, and then the 2 3/8 is the middle point here. So you want to cut that across. That will give you these 4 panels. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Got a little tickling frog in my throat here. All right, so the one-sided paper, then what you're going to do is you'll have 4 different colors, and then you can either leave it this way and you can lay them on the card like that, or I like to do this and swap this one with this one, and then swap this one with this one. Doesn't that look pretty? So then you can glue them on the paper like that, okay? Or if you have two-sided paper, then you can do it this way. You line up your 4 colors just like you did over here, but now we're going to take and we're going to swap 2 out. So we'll swap these 2. So that means we're going to fold this one, flip this one over, and then flip this one up. Flip this one over and flip this one up. Now we have 8 different colors. Isn't that fun? So just take the 2 middle ones, and you can do these 2 or these 2, it doesn't matter, and just flip them over and swap them. Okay, so if we put them back, then we're going to put them back like that. Okay, so to do that again, you have 4 different colors of double-sided paper. Okay, and these are, again, 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. So 1 3/4 by 2 3/8, and then you just cut them across, okay, diagonally. And then, oops, and then you have your 4 different colors, and then we're going to swap them, this one. So you can either, I'll do these ones this time. Last time I swapped this one for this one. This time I'll swap these ones. So you just turn them over and turn them up like that. Turn them over and turn them up like that. Okay, there you go. Ta-da! How cool is that? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and glue these down. We've got enough for 2, so we're going to do 2. Let's see, I think for this one, we may as well put it on this paper. That'll be nice, because that's more ivory tones. So I want this 4 by 5 1/4. So that'll be a nice layer size. And then this one, I want it to be the same size. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut a paper anyways. Hang on, let me get a scrap over here. I mean, I have a box of these cards sitting over there. You'd think that I would just use them. All right, so 4 by, I think this is 4 by 5 1/4. Good, okay. All right. Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can glue these on here. So I'm going to move these down and move these down and move these down. All righty. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue these down. I want to do it about right there. They come out so pretty. And you want to leave a space between them because that will show them off. I was playing around with this pattern because I wanted to see the difference between, because I of course had to do one trading card size. So I did that, and then I wanted to do a square one. And then I wanted to do this rectangular one with the entire card front because they're just so sharp looking. But that way you can see all three, and you can see that you can actually start out with a full page, one full piece that is 3 1/2 by 3/4, or you can start out with 4 rectangles that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. So you can do it either way. If you've got a full sheet, then you can just cut it, trim it down and use it. Whoops, I just glued that and then I pulled it up. Let's re-glue that. All right. There and here. And then I'll show you, if you're going to cut a full sheet down, how to start with that. Because there is an angle that you want to cut it at. You just want to go corner to corner. So from this corner down to this corner and this corner down to this corner. And then you want to cut them in half again. So, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But trying to use up scraps, this is a great way because we can use up a lot of scraps doing this. All right, give that a little back rub. All right, isn't that pretty? Okay, so, and we've already turned these ones around and flipped them over and swapped them out. So now we can glue this one down. All right, and I'm going to show you, before I do this, let me put these back. Oop, I did it wrong. That's okay, here. Where's the other side of this? Okay. That way, this way, and this way. Okay. All right. So, if you have one full sheet that you want to use, and it's really pretty paper, then you want to take it and you want to cut this piece at 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay. Then you can have a piece this size. And then you're going to cut from this corner. You're going to do a couple cuts. You're going to do, where's my ruler? You're going to cut from this corner over to this corner. Okay, or you can start from the middle. It might be easier to start from the middle. So you want to cut out 1 3/4. So find your 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and 1 3/4, because if you want to cut this in half first, 1 3/4. You'll cut from top to bottom, there, and then the 2 3/8. 3/8 is the quarter mark right before the, or I'm sorry, the 1/8 mark right before the halfway point. 2 3/4. All right. 3/4 right there. All right. Ta-da! There. So that would be your first 2 cuts. You cut those. Then you want to cut them into triangles. And how you do that is you want it to be from corner to corner. So you're going to have these 4 pieces. And then look at the way it's cut here, because you've got to pay attention to this part. It's cut from corner to corner, so these 2 squares are the same, and then it's cut corner to corner, so these 2 are cut the same. Okay, now do you see what I mean the same? If you look at this one, what we did was we swapped this one with the red one, and we swapped this one with the white one. Okay, so we've got this cut in 4. I'm really making this harder than it needs to be. I apologize. You want to cut it in half and then from corner to corner. There's one corner, and here's another corner. Okay. So now you've got these all cut like this. Isn't that cool? But it would be all one color. But that would look neat. And that's what I did with this one, was I just cut it from corner. I cut it in half, and then from corner to corner and corner to corner. And then I laid it down. So this is all one sheet. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. If you're going to use one colored background. So if you're going to do a strip background, then you want to make your background like this, okay? Or you can just use the squares that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. So we're going to put these on here, this on here, this on here, whoops. This one over there, this one up here, this one down there. See, it's real easy to get confused because you want the X cut straight down and cut straight across. So before you glue, make sure they're going that way. Alrighty, so we're good. Now we can glue these down, except for I want to swap these out. So I'm going to swap this one with this one, and I'm going to swap this one with this one. All right, and then I'm going to check and make sure, is my X correct? Yes and yes. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got this done, so let's go ahead and glue this down. It's easier to start with that one. I think I need to get some more glue going here. It's going kind of funky. Oh, that's much better. Okay. There, and this one. So you can do this 3 ways. You can do it by the full sheet, all one color, or the strips on it, of course, first, and then just cut it up in the, you want to cut it in a cross, so like a plus sign, and then diagonally, make it an X. Alrighty. And once you've got these, the small rectangles cut out, once you've got a pattern, then you're pretty good to go. I guess I didn't leave very much room down here, did I? Let me move this down. Move that down. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Gotta pull this one up and move it. That's better. Okay. Then I can do this one. So the smallest piece you want for these is, whoops, I moved that down more. That needs to be up a little bit more right there. Okay, that's better. So the smallest piece that will work for this size is the 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. Okay, then we can just put something in the center here. That's going to be so pretty. There, glue down. There you go. Isn't that pretty? All right. Now another thing you can do too is once you've got this drawn out, once you've got this layer drawn out, then if you have bits and pieces that you're trying to scrounge through and make this pattern, then what I would do is I would just number these. And I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I would cut them so that way we have them. So go ahead and cut them in half. Cut them in half. Cut them in half. Okay. Cut triangle to triangle or corner to corner. And see, and it's showing me what the numbers are and where they go. Corner to corner. This will help you to use up even more scraps to do it this way. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. Because a lot of people make this card, but they're not really trying to use up scraps. They're just trying to make a pretty card, because it does make a pretty card. But if you have a whole bunch of scraps that you want to use up, now you can use these patterns, and you want one of each of these. So now you can lay these down on different papers and trace around it, making sure it's going this way. So we can go, let's see. Alrighty. Find my scrap box. I have some solids. There's 1, 2. I don't think that'll fit. Nope. See, but you can, now you can look at this and you can go, well, that'll definitely fit on there. So this will definitely fit on here. So I can get one of that color and one of that color. Let's see, what else do I have that'll fit? Oop, I've got this green or this yellow. That'll fit on there. All right, here's a yellow. That'll fit on here. All right. What else? I've got 4 more. Well, let's see. How about this? We can get one out of here. We can get one out of this. We need 2 more. Let's see. Do I have any more wide? I'm really digging in my box here. I should show you what I'm digging at, huh? Yeah. All right, that should fit. Yep, that'll fit. Now I need 1 more. Right here. That'll fit. Perfect. Okay. So see what I'm going for now? So we can do 8 different colors, all one-sided, and then you just have to cut them out and then just put them in place where they're supposed to go. So now I can take this and I can cut this out. And that's number 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Number 2 is right here. Number 1. I think I'm going to change 4 and 8 there. Number 4, just so that these 2 envelopes aren't close to each other. I want them away from each other. There's 4. Number 5. Number 6. turn it around so I can see how the number is. Number 7. I think I'm going to swap this one too. Do 7 on this one, okay. Oh, it's got to go this way. No, that's going to put a kink in it. All right, never mind. Do it this way. See, I'm trying to use up actual scrappy scraps here. So there's number 7 and then number 8. All right. There. So there's number 8. So now we can pull these numbers off and we can glue these down. And we know how to line these numbers up again. So check that out. We've got another background that we cut out. And we can get another card. Is there another? Nope, that's an envelope. Okay. Hold on, I'll get another piece. There. Okay. So now we can put these over on here. So see what I mean? Now we can do it from actual scrappy scraps, whatever's sitting in your box. And it's because we've got this pattern now. Isn't that fun? So this could be one pattern that you can have in your box. And I would put it right with this. I would take a screenshot of this and I would make one of these that are 3.5 by 4 3/4, and then draw the X, draw the plus sign up and down, cut them all out so I know I can cut out 8 different pieces like that. So you can do it this way, and that'll make it so that you can do them individual colors, and you can decide where you want them, okay? Or you could also, which I'm going to do, is you can take 4 different pieces, and all you need is one piece that's this size. Actually 2 pieces. So 1 3/4, no, 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. So 1 3/4 by 2 3/8. Okay, because that's 1/4 of it. All right, so you need 2 of these. So let me cut another one. 1 3/4. By 2 3/8. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying to cut 2 of them for a second pattern, so this is pattern number 1, so that you can make this card here with all different bits and pieces, okay? You're gonna need 1 of each of these to make this card. So you just trace around them and line them up and then in the order that they're numbered. The other 2 cards, then you just need 2 different patterns because you want to be able to draw from this corner to this corner and this corner to this corner. Actually, I don't want to cut it though. I'm just going to draw it. So that way you know. Grabbing another ruler here, okay. All right. Because you need 2 squares that look like this. 1, 2, and you're going to cut it this way. And then you want 2 squares that are cut the opposite way. So this way. So then we'd want this one. So if I leave this in here, then I know I need 2 of these. So I need, if this is square number 1, I need 2. This is square number 2, then I need 2. If this is square number 3, I need 2. And then square number 4, I need 2. So that way I know I'm cutting this piece, and this piece, and then this piece, and this piece. I hope that didn't confuse you. I think this one's probably the easiest one. All right. So there you go. There's a few different ideas of what you can do with them and how you can play around with this. And if you want to make a pattern that's easier for yourself, cut out the square, cut out the rectangle, either do it this way and cut them all out and number them, or cut out the piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/8, and then you know for this one you need 4, because that's the double-sided. You need 4 of them, and write it on the back. You need 4 double-sided, and then you cut the X. Okay, this one you needed 4 of them. You cut the X and you just swap them out. These ones you cut the X and then you turn them over. I just totally messed you up, didn't I? All right, on that note, I'm going to be quiet now and I will be done. And I hope you can understand what I've done. I hope I haven't screwed it up too much for you by giving you too much information. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.